Good evening and salutations, my Days of Lives fans. I'm going to be completely honest. In a lot of ways, this episode was very underwhelming. Now, don't get me wrong, I saw the previews. Okay, so we all know things about to go down at the wedding and everything like that. But I felt like today's episode was very underwhelming. It's almost just like they want to put most of their energy in towards Beyond Salem. That's going to be previewing. That's going to be premiering tonight on the Peacock network. Definitely going to be watching that. And I feel and it's like even like 20 minutes in where usually it starts to get really good. It's like it just felt again like they were just saving all their energy and all their gusto towards Beyond Salem. Like 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 this version doesn't matter either. Um, I don't know. There was some stuff that happened that I did want to talk about, and we'll start off with Eric and Rome for a minute. Now, I've been reading the comment section, not just mine, but just comments in general on Instagram and some stuff on YouTube. Eric and Nicole, and how people really want them to get back together. They love, they ship this couple. It's, you know, flaws and all. They ship this couple. And I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not really seeing it. And Eric was meant to talk about how he missed his chance with her, and he still loves her, but he wants her to be happy. And she cheated on me one time, and I walked off. And I'm like, bro, for for a lot of people, one time is all it takes. Oh, she only cheated on me once, only once. Wow, and she only did it once. I mean, come on now, man up. She only slept with somebody once. Be like that. Don't be a pansy. The fact that he actually said that she only did it once and I walked out on her, I'm like, yeah, that's all it takes. Because here's the thing, it's not even so much the cheating. I mean, granted, yeah, the cheating is bad, but it's also the lying about it. It's also she was never going to say anything. And so, the fact that he's all like, oh, I'm happy for her, you can be happy for her you want. I just don't understand the fact that you still want to be with somebody who cheated on you and was going to lie to you for the rest of your life, and somehow in that head of yours, you felt like, yeah, I still love this girl. Okay, honestly, tell you the truth, I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. To a large extent, I really do. I know some. Here's the thing: I know some people can forgive cheating. They can work past it. They can move on. They can be stronger. And I listen. If you could do that, that's great. Um, I'm not one of them. Um, Ron was sitting there saying, like, even after they were married, he was like, "Hey, I know they're married, but still," he was like, "No. Listen, I may not be a priest anymore, but I still believe in the sanctity of marriage." Which, when people sit there and say that, I don't know, but he's like, "There's lines I'm not going to cross," and so he was like, "I'm going to let it go." He runs into Nicole. He has the most awkward conversation with her. EJ comes along, and when she's like, "Oh, what was you gonna sit there and tell me before when you ran into me?" "Oh, I want to see Holly." Yeah, I want to see Holly. I mean, I can still see Holly. Yeah, what's that something up? Yeah, I gotta go. And you just look. You can see the smirk on EJ's face because he knew that one, that was a really lame excuse, and two, they still had something with each other. Hell, even Allie was, saying the same. Because, okay, let me try to re explain this. When Nicole was there saying to Allie about, Sammy and Lucas' marriage, Sammy marrying Lucas so fast, like she was there trying to get over EJ, Allie was like, aren't you doing the same thing with Uncle Eric? And at first, she paused and she apologized and she was like, it was uncalled for. And, usually I rarely defend Allie because I really don't like her. But Eric has always been good to Allie. So, in a lot of ways, yeah, it was a lashing out because what she said about her mother. But listen, if you're doing this to avoid being with Eric, like she's riding for Eric. I understand that's a legitimate question since she does love Eric. Now, of course, she's all like, "Oh no, I married Rafe because I love him," and I was only spared a moment because the case and everything like that. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Now, I'm not necessarily saying it's not plausible for them to sit there and hold off until he finds the killer, but you know, your wedding shouldn't be rushed like that. You should be celebrating with your family and loved ones. Abe should have been there. Allie should have been there. People that genuinely care. Brady, Chloe, people that genuinely care about her, should have been there for a big day. But she just blitzed past everything. Oh, well, we're only doing this because you're so busy at work. No, no. And let's be fair, even Rafe kind of pushed that thing along because he wanted to make sure that he can tie the knot down before she has a change of heart. I mean, after all, you did sit there and cheat on Ava to be with this woman, and now that her ex is back and no longer a priest, you just like, oh, you're just scrambling. Now the rest of this episode is somewhat blase blah, but they do serve their minor purposes. EJ seems like he's a little angry and annoyed with Sammy being married. He keeps sitting there saying, "Oh, I want the best for her," and Lucas is a bore and a beta male and everything else. He didn't call it beta male. He didn't call him a beta male today, but he did in the past. But you know, he's just going on about that. He even gets into an argument with Johnny when Johnny talks about Bella and everything like that. Um, and so Johnny kind of looks at it, and Johnny's like, "No, you're hurting. You're hurting because Sammy's marrying somebody else." Now, when Sammy was sitting there talking to Marlene, you know, she found out that Clyde was the one that ordered the hit on EJ. She was upset about that because of all the pain and everything that EJ put her through. And so she was like, I know that I'm marrying Lucas for the right reasons. They also talk about Bella for a little bit. Um, Now, towards the end of the episode, I don't know if Sammy heard that Nicole blurted out that EJ slept with Bella. I don't know if I don't know if she overheard it or not, but she might have. Um, I mean, hell, we all know what's going to wind up happening at some point when Sammy finds out that Lucas was the one that kidnapped her. She's going to be running right back to Egypt and getting into it with Bella. Now, think about EJ, that I've seen, this new EJ. When it comes to some of these women, or at least from what I've seen, like Nicole, being with Nicole, using Nicole to get over Sammy. And when Sammy was back in the picture, he pretty much kicked Nicole to the curb, made her look like a fool, and in some ways, kind of hurt her. And I don't know if Bella is as strong as Nicole to sit there and just kind of shake it off. She's done her dirt in the past. She's thrown stones and had stones thrown at her. Um, and although it hurt her on some level, it wasn't like it was this giant, like, oh my goodness, like devastation. Like Bella would be devastated you know, if EJ kicked her to the curb. She's not built like Sammy or Nicole, you know? And I know it would hurt him, but EJ again, yeah, you just don't know with him. He'll act like a gentleman, he'll play it up, but at the end of the day, the dude wants what he wants. Now Kate was not there talking to Chad, and Kate blurted out that Lucas knew I mean Lucas knew that Abby knew that Lucas kidnapped Sammy. And at that point he was angry because Kate lied to him the first time and thinking that, Lucas didn't know that Abby knew. When he found out, he was like, he has motive. Now, Kate tried to explain it away. No, they're family, and, even though he wasn't happy about it, he understood, like, she would never do anything, and, they got the person anyway. Clyde did it, Clyde did it, Clyde did it. Now, in the beginning, Chad was angry, lashing out, but I gotta sit there and believe on some sort of level that, knowing Clyde and his history, he's not the type of person. I mean, granted, and I could be wrong, but Clyde seems like the type of person that kills when his back is against the wall. He seems like he's more about the score than it is about killing. Just because. Orpheus, on the other hand, Orpheus is no problem, but Clyde seems like he's more about the score than anything else. And yeah, Clyde may be in some shady stuff every now and then, but seeing how close he was getting, he moved back in with Ben, Ciara, has new grandson and everything like that. I know on some level that even Chad, when the grief isn't there, that he's like, I don't see it. But, grief comes and goes, and maybe for a split second he may actually come to some clarity or whatever. Now Lucas is not there Will is not there helping Lucas get ready. He's asking about his gash on his hand, and he distracts him by talking about how he fell off the wagon. They're going back and forth, and Will is like, did you tell Sammy? You're gonna start off this marriage with a lie. Like, what are you doing? They're going back and forth. At some point, Allie comes in, and she's like, "What lie?" So Will covers for him. They talk for a little bit. Will leaves. Allie and Lucas talk for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I don't exactly remember. I don't think it was really anything too important. But when Will talks to Chad and he talks about his dad and he talks about how he fell off the wagon, Chad is like, when did that happen? I don't. I gotta sit there and go back to watching the previews again, but I know somebody is coming at Lucas, and I think it's Chad. A really amazing subscriber by the name of Shakira sent me the link to watch the preview, and I know that episode is gonna be really great. Just getting there, that's I feel like that's about it for the most part. Like I said, there were some small little nuggets, little interesting things that happened. But all in all, I feel like you can just skip it. I feel like you can just skip it. Yeah, you could just skip it. You could just either watch my review or the woman that does all four reviews. She covers it. I don't know if Andre Epps. I don't know if he goes. I don't know if he went back to just reviewing for the whole week or if he's just doing individual episodes. But if he is, you can sit there and watch his channel, watch his episode also, his review also. But all in all, I'll just sit there and say, just save your time and just watch Beyond Stella. You know, this was beyond Zillow. Um, uh, anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.